WPTV.
Welcome back to the desk. As the fall semester is coming to a close, we're going to be starting off with some WP basketball. And joining me today, we have Jimmy, Danny, Anthony, and Andrew. Now, Jimmy, we're going to start with you. The women's team balled out this previous Wednesday against Montclair State University, and they also had a big win against Rutgers Newark as well. Jimmy, what do you think the key to those games were?
Big-time rivalry win against Montclair State. The key for me is second-half success. In these two games against Rutgers Newark and Montclair State, the Pioneers scored 49-43 in the fourth quarter alone. Brianna Brooks put up double-doubles in both games. If you want to do that, play through your star player. Big fourth quarter, close out the game.
Yeah, you know, like you said, the fourth quarter, the way they closed out both of the games, I think was very impressive, especially the Montclair game. Getting a little tight towards the end of the game, but they were able to pull away at the end of the fourth quarter. Danny, what you got?
The key for me, Samory, has to be rebounding. They're averaging about 43 per game, and being aggressive within the paint limits the opponent's shot attempts, and in most cases you get more shots, and with being aggressive, you get foul more free throws, and you know what we say about free throws, they're free.
Absolutely, we love free points. Anthony, you know, going off Danny right there, you know, rebounding, and I think rebound is a big key in basketball. You know, I think rebounds win games that get you more possessions. But what do you think's been the biggest key for the Pioneers?
Yeah, well, I mean, I want to look at two players here. Let's see Sierra Strong and Brianna Smith. We actually talked about Sierra Strong not too long ago. She scored 20 points against Rutgers Newark. Her previous high was 12, and she had 3 steals and no fouls. And she only played 20 minutes. Can you imagine if she played more? And she was 9 for 11 from the field, so she killed it against Rutgers Newark. And then Brianna Smith killed it from the field. 5 assists, 7 for 11 shooting against Montclair State, 19 points. You see Brianna Smith a lot. You know, she relies on the 3 ball. She takes a lot of threes. She only took three threes that game, but she was 2 for 3, and it worked out great for her.
Yeah, and the shooting percentages just stand out. When you said 9 for 11 and 7 for 11, that's awesome right there. That's very high percentages from the field. And as Danny says, our accountant, you know, we like percentages like that. Andrew, close us out.
I got fourth quarter free throws. We look at the Rutgers Newark game. They took 11 free throws in the first 3 quarters. They took 16 in the fourth, and they hit 13 of them. That's big. And against Montclair, they took 14 in the first 3 quarters, 14 in the fourth. They made 11 of them. Yeah. These fourth quarter free throws are a very big reason that they're winning these games.
Yeah, and I think you scoring, like Jimmy, you were alluding to as well, you score in the fourth quarter, I think that's the easiest way to win the games. You get momentum, you get the push, and you're able to put the game over the hump and put the game to an end. Now, Andrew, keeping it with you, you know, after 2 road games, we're going to come back home this Saturday. Also, the first home game for the women as well, so it's going to be interesting for the women. Coach Monaghan, we're going to see her get her celebration for her 500th victory. So that's going to be nice to see. But, you know, do we think we could bring some Christmas jeers against Rowan University?
I think we can. I think this is a really big test.
For Rowan, jeers for Rowan, not us.
I think this is a big test. Rowan is 3-1 in the conference right now. We're 4-0 in the conference. Brianna Smith coming off a 19-point game. They both are averaging similar averages and everything. You know, we see 67 points per game and 61. So I think this is going to be a good game. It's going to be a close game.
Anthony?
Yeah, and you see some very competitive matchup in both ends. You see William Paterson actually is averaging a block higher per game, and the steals are pretty even. Rebounds, William Paterson leads. You know, rebounding wins championship, as Danny was just talking about. But Rowan, very good defense. They forced nearly 25 turnovers a game, so you're going to have to really control the ball if you're William Paterson. Rowan's not a slouch. The 3-1, the NJAC. You got to take care of business against them.
Danny?
Completely agree with Anthony right here. Both teams are hot right now. The Lady Pioneers just got to impose their will, keep grabbing those rebounds, and as Walker alluded to, got to take care of the ball.
Jimmy, close us out.
My biggest key is the guard play. Yakira Rosa, Palladino, Bree Smith. We see the 9.1 steals per game for the Pioneers. If they can create turnovers and get out in the break, it makes lives for Justina Cabezas and Brianna Brooks easier. Guard play is the key.
Yeah, now switching along from the women's side to the men's side, and Danny, will go to you. Like the women, they squared off against Rutgers Newark and Montclair State this week. Danny, who's your standout player from those games?
I'm going to go with the vet Samory. Give me Domenic Mignone. If we could take a look at his stats, Domenic Mignone is killing it right now, averaging 22 points per game, 44% from 3. Dare I say Steph Curry-esque. 3 steals per game, 6 rebounds, playing about 36 minutes per game. And within his last 2 games, Samory, he's averaging 18.5 with 5 boards. And I crunched the numbers right quick, right? So he's, in these 2 games, he was 15 for 26, shooting 58% from the field.
Well, that's an amazing clip right there. That's shooting close to 60%, right, guys? That's really high. Both, see, we're efficient on the men's and women's side. You got to love it. Jimmy, who you got?
You want to talk about efficient? Give me Adryan Lopez in the game against Montclair State. He had 18 points. He shot 3 for 3 from the field. Looking at his stats on the season, about 12 points per game, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. He gets it done very efficient, 49% from the field. And he ranked 5th in the NJAC in steals last year. He had 2 steals against Montclair State. He's getting it done on all ends of the floor.
Andrew?
You're my guy, Jadon Cepeda. You know, he had 18 points against Montclair, 4 steals as well. We'll take a look at his stats. He's averaging 9 points, about 3 assists. 2 steals a game. The steals are huge. He's been hitting his free throws recently, and he's like the Energizer Bunny, man. He's just always all around the court the entire game. He's in your head from the moment he steps on the court till when he gets off it. It's crazy.
I think he dove into the crowd.
He dove into the crowd,
got up,
yeah.
and then went back on the other side and got a steal right away.
It's crazy.
I love the
It's
energy from him.
absolutely insane.
Anthony, close us out.
You know, when you have a team that's as small as the Pioneers, you need a guy that can drive into the paint and get points, and that's why I'm going with Brian Monaghan. He played 41 minutes against Rutgers Newark, 35 against Montclair State, so he's taking his lumps. He's having a lot of time out on the floor, which is great for the Pioneers. Shot combined 45% from the field against Rutgers Newark and Montclair State, and he had 6 rebounds against Montclair State, which is a season high.
Yeah, we love to see it. You know, the Pioneers, on both sides, they've done it well. We talked about the energy that they bring in, the tempo, and I think, Coach Chapman and those guys are doing an awesome job. And they're sitting at 5-2 on the season. And Anthony, we'll go to you. It's going to be heavy contention in the NJAC. What do you think things are going to be like for the NJAC standings, and how do you think we're going to fare as well?
It's a very competitive division. We all know that, but the men's team, they have the ability to get it done. We'll take a look at the NJAC standings right here. They're outscoring teams by 8 points, and they're shooting about 45% from the field, and 344 from 3. So they're getting their job done, beyond the arc and inside the arc. And they're only averaging 12.3 turnovers a game. That's a very good number. They're forcing nearly 21. So they're getting it done on defense. They're getting it done on offense. They shoot the 3-ball. And that's something that you need to do when you're the Pioneers and you are small. You need to be able to get the 3-ball and get it up and convert on that, which they have been doing. I think this is going to be a competitive division.
It's going to be really interesting. We're all going to be able to watch and see what happens. Danny, what do you think?
Honestly, it's a crowded field up top, Samory, but I think the men's Pioneers can make some noise with their aggressive play style, and they, like Walker said, play both ends on the court and turning defense into offense.
Andrew?
Yeah, I think they could be really good. I mean, they got Domenic Mignone. He's leading the NJAC scoring. He's probably the best player in the NJAC already. I mean, they got 4 guys averaging over 10 points a game. They're a really good team this year.
Yeah, love to see it. Jimmy, close out for the block.
Samory, if you ask Coach Chapman what a 5-3 record would mean to him in the beginning of the season, I think he would be very happy, especially without the presence of Evans Monflori. Big man, can get some blocks, rebounds, make transition easier, and spread the floor along with all the shooters on that team. When they get him back in January, this Pioneers team is only going to improve.
Yeah. And, we love everything that's going on down here at campus. We would also love to give a shout out to all the teams that we've covered this year on WP Sports Desk. You guys have done an awesome job. The coaching staff, the players, everybody. I'd like to give, a big shout out to you guys. But, the Pioneers were heading strong to the holiday season, guys, and now we're going to, check it out with the MLB guys and Anthony to break down the lockout. Oh, it's a sad one.
Baseball apocalypse.
Yeah, the baseball apocalypse. But that's coming up next here on WP Sports Desk.